mean, there haven't been any viruses, really. There have been a couple, like Trojan horses, but Trojan horses have been around on Mac all the time, for forever. You know, it's not that hard to do. We'll protect against them, but we're not going to make a big deal about it. Apple provides such a great infrastructure out of the box that it has been historically really low, not a lot of threats. But my thing is, it's not just threats that happen for the operating system. We're seeing like 78% of the threats are actually at the application layer. So we're not necessarily talking about the OS having problems. It's all the different applications that people can download and use. And you know, with shareware and all these different applications out there, it's really easy just to get a bunch of applications on your machine and willy-nilly, you know, start using these applications. So everybody's computer becomes very different. So Apple is able to provide a very strong security layer, but then as things get changed, then the game kind of changes a little bit. But one of the things that I've noticed that people still deal with macro viruses, like in the old Office product, you know, Office 2004, Office 10. And even if you're on a Mac, you still might get affected by these macro viruses, because I have a friend, he works for an agency. They're constantly sending files back and forth to people, and they were finding that their files were getting blocked by the other company's firewall because they had a macro virus in there, and they had no idea. So we protect against those type of things as well, so you can scrub files so you can actually get through. And that's like one of those weird things you wouldn't really think about it, but it is actually a real irritation, because then a lot of Mac users are like, but I don't have a virus. I don't know, how do I deal with this? And so obviously we're going to continue to take care of that. And the other thing that we do too is that we scan for Windows viruses as well, which can be useful if you're sharing documents around with other Windows users, or if you're using Parallels or VMware or Boot Camp and you're running multiple operating systems on your machine. You're able to make sure that your files that you're copying to that Windows environment doesn't have a virus in it as well. There's no like botnets, not an issue on the Mac. Spyware, not really an issue on the Mac. We can, if we found a piece of spyware, we could remove it with no antivirus. So in a way you have spyware protection, but like there's no spyware, so I don't say yes spyware protection because I don't want to protect you against stuff that doesn't exist. But that's part of the functionality. Like we're ready to do it. As the operating systems get more complex, I think you'll see similar types of threats that happen on different operating systems that will try to attack. Vulnerabilities is a good example of this. It happens on Windows and it happens on the Mac. We protect against it. But we have an entire security organization that's constantly looking into the future, giving us, internal products that we can test and see if we can incorporate into our product line. So, it's a constantly changing world. And my hope is, like we're talking about this modular system, with these engines that are really easy to update, with these signature sets that come in regularly, that we can expand the protection as the threats change. Because Norton Antivirus right now is really a blended threat application now. If viruses aren't being spread through firewalls, because everybody has a firewall, then they're being spread oftentimes through these vulnerabilities. That's why we block them. So we block them and we patch them. So we're going to keep thinking in those terms because it's a more complex world. And what I like is that Norton Confidential and Norton Antivirus together protects you in your online life and also your computer from any rogue applications and viruses as well. So it's a nice sort of holistic solution together.
And is it bundled?
Yeah, they're bundles. There'll be retail bundles, and you can buy them online together and that type of thing. And I want to have products that complement each other, and you're going to get iPhone right now. It's a great closed environment. We're not worried about any threats on it. We obviously monitor the situation, but we're not like, you must have this, you must have that. I mean, the reality is it's been totally closed. It's been great. We've seen sort of blips here and there, but it's for people who have these hacked iPhones. So they're kind of opening themselves up already. So that's one discussion. But now, once the SDK comes out, I can say, yeah, we're definitely interested and we're going to watch. And I think there are opportunities. But I think the trick is that you want to make security software, that doesn't take up a lot of room. It doesn't burn up your battery life. So anything that we do is really going to be supporting the iPhone, the value proposition of being a browser, a communications device, and a phone. And we're going to make, if we decide to make a product for it, we don't want to get in the way of that. So it would be a total. And I think once the SDK comes, I think the iPhone should probably have some kind of security. I'm sure Apple will continue to provide the patches and the updates. But if you're just downloading different applications, then I think it's fair to say that we'll be looking at ways that we can make sure that those applications are actually the right applications to to download, that they're not rogue applications, and that if there's any vulnerabilities that might be opening yourself up to, once you have these applications on it, I want to make sure that we can protect you against those as well. So obviously, we haven't seen the SDK yet. February, I bet you it's probably going to be a beta, but I talk with Apple a lot, and they know that we're there for them. So once that SDK comes, we'll get a bunch of copies of it. All right. Cool. It's awesome. Thank you.